I have too many whips. So let's talk about them. Hello, if you are new here, welcome, or if you are returning, welcome back. Thank you for sticking with my chaos. My name is Madison and I am the owner and dyer behind Fleur Ange Apparel Yarns. And today I have a couple finished projects to talk to you about, but I mostly want to focus on my whips because I think I have too many. Do I even have them all with me? I think I grabbed them all, but we'll see as I go through. I have already tried filming this, which means I have an extra finished project from last time. But I was just rambling. I somehow was talking too much and not giving enough information about the projects. So I'm gonna try to do better. I'm sorry, it's like 8:30 at night. There's no time for me to film during the day when there's natural lighting. So it's dark outside and I have my bedroom light on. It is what it is. So let's talk about finished projects first. Let's talk about what I'm wearing first. I am wearing my DK Compass Crew sweater from Perfectly Knotted. It is a raglan sweater knit up on a DK weight. I used a fingering and a fluffy held together. So you can see it's so beautiful. It is called the Compass because of these lines that go down the shoulders. There's 4 of them. There's one that goes down the front, the back, and both shoulders. And I love them a lot. I was a little bit worried about how it would show up on the variegated yarn, but I think it looks beautiful. This is probably one of my favorite sweaters. I love how the color turned out. This is my color Delight from my Winter Core collection, which is available to order. And yeah, just the rainbow colors make me very happy. And I love wearing it. It's so comfy and cozy and perfect. Everything about it is perfect. If you are not new here, you will know that Perfectly Knotted comes up quite a bit. I test for her a lot. I knit a lot of her stuff. She is a fabulous designer. She's Canadian. She's size inclusive. And she's just a nice person. So I knit a lot of her stuff. I'm just trying to see how many of my projects are her patterns. I think right now oh no, there's 3. So what I'm wearing, a finished project, and 2 whips are Claire's patterns. So that's fun. So that's what I'm wearing. Let's do finished projects. Let's start with the socks. I am like lightly participating in Finish It February because I have so many whips. I really am gonna try not to cast on anything, but even like as I say that, I know that I'm gonna cast on something because I want to make my friend's son a hat. Anyway, the reason I started saying this is because these socks have been sitting on my desk for months, if not like a year. This is Knitpicks yarn. See, I should have looked this up because I didn't remember what the yarn was the first time I filmed this, and I still don't know what the yarn is. It's a Knitpicks yarn. It's one of their self-patterned, self-striping yarns. And this is my first time doing, like, I just knit a tube and then decided to do an afterthought heel because I didn't really want to, I wasn't 100% sure who I was making them for, if I was going to make them for myself or if I was going to make them for my husband. So I just decided to knit a long tube and then cut out a heel later. And I really like how it went. I was surprised. I feel like the reason I was putting it off is because I had to like measure and cut into my knitting and stuff. But now that I've done it once, I think that it'll be easier to do in the future because it really did not take me that long. It took me maybe an hour to do each heel. and probably not even that. So these are just vanilla socks. This is my first time using a 2mm needle. I am a loose knitter, so I think the first socks I made were on 2.5mm needles, and I did not like how loose the fabric was. I like my socks to be snug. So I have been doing 2.25, but I accidentally bought a 2mm. And so I'm like, well, I have the 2mm, so I might as well try it. And I love the fabric. Like it is dense. It's very dense. It's very tight on my foot, but not tight like constricting, just snug, which is exactly how I wanted it. So this is just 64 stitches. I did a 2x2 rib for, 2 inches, I guess, probably. And then I just knit a tube until I figured that was probably long enough, and I did a toe, and I did the second one the exact same way, and then they sat on my desk for probably a year before I finally put in the heel. But now that I have, I'm very happy with it. I will say I did not put the heel quite in the right spot for me. So I'm going to see if they fit my husband. He has giant feet and I have tiny feet. So I don't know if they're big enough that they'll fit him. So if they don't fit him, my sister-in-law is like, I have a size like 7, 7.5. My husband has like a size 10.5, 11. My sister-in-law has like an 8, 8.5. Maybe my mom would like them actually. She has been asking me for more socks. Anyway, I'll see if they fit my husband, because the toe, like my toe is like right here, and this kind of just flaps around, and I am not a fan of that. So the heel went well, but I didn't measure properly for my foot. So all in all, successful project, because I don't care if I keep them or not. And I'm really just happy with the colors and the fabric, and the process of it was nice. So they're done now. My next project, let me tell you the project that I finished between filming this the first time and this time. I finished a hat. This is a test knit for Ashely of Design by So and So. And this is the Old Salt, the Old Salt hat. She has socks and mittens and fingerless gloves, and now she is putting out a hat pattern. And I had tested the size for, this is the child large. So it's a little bit too big on my 3-year-old, but like it fits him, but it also has room to grow, which is nice because he's a 3-year-old. So he's going to be growing quite a bit. And I just think it turned out so cute. I am so happy with it. I love the little fishes. Oh yeah, it's super cute. And I love the extra color on the brim. So this is a sport weight pattern. I used a fingering weight because, as I said, sorry, I wove in all my ends, but not all of them were cut apparently. I am a loose knitter, so I used a fingering weight, but this is a woolen spun fingering weight, so it's a pretty plump fingering weight. So it worked out perfectly for this pattern. This is my woolen fingering. And yeah, I really liked it. So I like how the brim folds up, but I also like that you continue the ribbing for double the length, which is nice because then you don't get like the pearls showing on the inside when you flip it up. I think I might, so I did block this, of course, because my color work looks atrocious until it gets blocked, but I didn't fold it very well. So it's just the fold is a little bit uneven. So I might block it. I might unfold it and just steam it a little bit and try to fold it a little bit better. I really like how the crown decreases look. It goes to a little point there. And she has the option to make a pom-pom if you want. And I decided against it just because, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of pom-poms and I didn't want to take away from the fishes. And he wore it today for the first time and he didn't complain about it. And if you have any children in your life, sorry, another little ear and tail, that's a success. He didn't complain about it. He didn't try to take it off and he didn't complain about it being itchy or anything. He just wore it. So that is a successful project, I would say. This is one of those things where it's like, last year I did a lot of tests. I think I tested more last year than I have ever in my entire life put together. So I decided going into this year that I was going to test a little bit less. I was going to test a little bit less, and I have 3 test knits right now. So I'm not succeeding at that, but now I got those 3 tests. I'm going to slow down now. I'm not signing up for any more test knits. I was very proud of myself because Claire put out a few test knits this year already because she's on fire and she has so many amazing patterns coming out and being tested, and I have only signed up for 1 of them. So thank you, pat on the back. I deserve that. I'm being very good. And this is one that it jumped on my needles and it jumped off my needles. It was just such a fast, even though it was a sport weight, it's like a 32 stitch. No, that can't be right for a sport weight. Was it 32? I'd have to take a look again. But it was a gauge that I knew I could reach with fingering. So I think if you have sport weight or if you have fingering, it'll be fine. I have more yarn that I kind of want to knit into it, into like another version of this. And this is Earth Yarns. What is this? Spiral Grain Sport Weight. But it's 198 yards per 50 grams. 198, that's basically 200, which is basically a fingering weight. I don't know. I feel like sport weight, fingering weight. I know that sport weight is not as common, especially like with hand-dyed stuff. And this is a sport weight as well. This is 148 yards per 50 grams. So this one's a little bit thicker. And this is the High Desert by Knitpicks. So this is the High Desert in the color Willow, this green. And this is the Earth Yarns Spiral Grain in Rainbow Eucalyptus. And I like this yarn a lot. I've had this one for a very long time in my stash, probably 2 years. And I think that there's enough contrast between these two that it would look good. I have, how many grams did this take me? I'll have to double check because I have 2 of the spiral grain and 1 of these. I should be able to get a hat out of 2, so it shouldn't really matter that much. And maybe I can make like kind of matching mittens. Oh, that'd be so cute. I might have to do that because I think that's really nice and it's very soft. This is American Rambouillet, I think, American Merino. Shaniko wool. Yeah, okay. 100% US grown Shaniko wool. And this is superwash merino, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 100% superwash extra fine merino. So that would be very soft. So I think that'll be nice. I kind of feel like I want to use this for the main color and use this for the fish, just so that the fish stand out a little bit more. I don't know. I think it'd be pretty cute. So yeah, like I said, finish it February. Don't want to cast anything on, but I might cast some stuff on. This is not the hat that I even was planning on casting on. This just came into my brain. I won't be able to put that back. Okay, that will live there. I have tested for Ashely before. She is also a Canadian designer. There are some designers that I like and that are very popular. But I really want to support my fellow Canadians right now. So I'm really excited to be testing for both Ashely and Claire. Wonderful pattern. I don't think any of us found any mistakes in it at all. We just knit it and it was super smooth. A few of us have finished already. I think it's not over for another week and a half. So it should be coming out probably by the end of February, early March. So you can keep an eye out for that. I kind of want to make this just turned out so cute. I kind of want to make it for myself. This hat, oh, actually, it would maybe fit me. It's a little tight. It's a little snug. It fits my son a lot better. But it is pretty dang cute. Look at that. Just a little fishy hat. I feel cute. Anyway. My next finished object, I am so excited to show you. I have not posted this yet. The yarn is posted and available, but this project is not posted on social media yet. Catherine of Creation Mixed Couture, and I are collaborating on a year-long color club, yarn club, all based on, wow, somehow I'm out of breath from sitting here talking. They're all based on The Emperor's New Groove. So we're making our way through the movie throughout the year, and we're each doing a color each month, and we're alternating between doing a tonal and a variegated. So one month I'll do in January, I did a tonal and Catherine did a variegated. In February, Catherine did a tonal and I did a variegated. And I knit up a sample because I just couldn't not. I just had to. Because look at this. Oh, I really wish that this lighting did it justice, because it is so beautiful. So this is called Kuzcotopia, and it's basically inspired by the scene where he's showing Pacha his Kuzcotopia. It's my birthday gift to me. And he presses a little button and a little thing goes out and confetti gets shot around. And that's what I base this yarn on. So this is called Kuzcotopia, and it's basically just confetti in a yarn. And this is one of Claire's patterns. So this is the Spring Frost Frostline shawl. I'll have it up on the screen. This is one of her, she's been making patterns for a really long time. I've only been knitting her patterns for the last year and a half. So this is the oldest pattern of hers that I have made personally. Hopefully that makes sense. And so you know how sometimes you knit a pattern from a designer and then you go to one from 5 years ago and it's none of this makes sense. I don't feel that way about her pattern. So this is an older pattern, but it is still equally wonderfully written, and it was easy to follow. It used 2 skeins of DK weight yarn. So I switched skeins right here. So this is the halfway mark, and I just knit for 1 skein until I got to the end of the skein, and then I joined a new skein. So I got maybe an inch past the an inch past the halfway point. And I don't think, this yarn is so busy that I don't think it's super obvious that I switched skeins in the middle. You can kind of see this tip is a little bit more purpley and this one is a little bit more reddy, but I don't think you can tell that I switched skeins halfway through. I think it looks absolutely beautiful, and I am so excited. I need to, once the weather is cooperating and I can take photos of it, Oh, I'm so excited. I just love it so much. It just feels like pure dopamine knitting because it's all speckles. There's so many different colors in it. It's so fun to dye. This specifically was so fun to knit. So there's like these drop stitches that cross over each other, and there's drop stitches that are just straight, and then there's garter, and there's a little bit of stockinette. And I really love how it shows off the yarn. Makes me so happy. There's like a specific spot. That's my favorite. Let me see if I can find it. There's a spot, yeah, right here. I already found it. There's a spot right here in the drop stitches that like goes in a perfect rainbow. And it makes me so happy. Yeah, it makes me so happy. And you know, right now, I think that we all deserve to just knit on something that brings us joy. So this did it for me. And maybe it'll do it for you too, if you want to. So this yarn is available to order until February 14th. So I am hoping that this episode will be up before then. It's only the 8th, so I should have it up in time. And yeah, this is just, oh, it just makes me so happy. I'll see if I can put up well, I know I'll be able to, but I'll see if Editing Madison remembers to put up a picture of the listing, like of the skein, because I didn't bring a skein up here with me. But oh, it's just so pretty, and I just want to look at it because it's just there's just so many speckles, and the speckles are really making me happy this year. I'm developing colors right now. Oh, I just got something in my eyeball. I'm developing colors right now for some future collections this year. And there's a lot of speckles in them. Ow. Ouch. So hopefully you'll be able to see this on Instagram soon, once I can get pictures of it. Okay, so those are all my finished projects. Sorry, I'm just trying to think. I don't think I've finished. Oh, that's not true. I do have a skein of yarn that I've spun up since the last time I talked to you guys. I'll put a picture of it. I am working on the green yarn that I showed you, or the green fiber that I showed you last time. I am currently spinning up the first ply of that. So that's like kind of a work in progress, but that doesn't really count as a work in progress because I'm obviously going to finish that. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 works in progress to talk about. One of them, so 2 of them are tests. So those obviously are not getting frogged. They're going to get finished. One of them is with yarn from a collection that is not released yet. And I haven't even like announced it yet. So I'm not going to tell you the theme of it or anything, and I can't show you, but I'll put up a picture of the pattern that I'm testing. It's a pattern that was released in like a magazine or something. And Jess is releasing it on her own now. So I'm testing it for her. And it is beautiful. It's intarsia, and I've never done intarsia before. And it's so much simpler than I thought it would be. And it's really satisfying to like knit across, flip it, all of your yarns are tangled, you knit back across, flip it again, and then magically your yarn is untangled again. It's a little bit mind-blowing. So that lives on my desk because I have 3 balls attached to it, and it just makes it a lot easier to just go back and forth and leave it on my desk. So I'm not going to show you that one, but it is alive and well being worked on. My next test is also for Claire of Perfectly Knotted. My kid grabbed a hold of it and there's yarn everywhere now, but that's fine. This is Polar Latitudes by Claire. Look at how beautiful it is. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Like, look at that stitch definition. So this is High Desert also, but this is the worsted weight. This is technically, I believe, the yarn called for is a DK weight. But I'm like this weird combination of a loose knitter, but also preferring a tighter gauge. So I don't really know how this works, but like a 20 stitch gauge is pretty easy for me to get on worsted weight. I don't even know. Okay, but the other thing is me and Claire are like knitting twins. I have tested for her so many times, and every time I gauge with the suggested needle size, I get the correct stitch gauge and row gauge, which is like unicorn levels. Like if you're a knitter, like getting the same exact gauge in both directions as somebody, I think is pretty unique. And it wasn't just one pattern, it's all of them. So I don't know what it says that I also can do that on a DK weight pattern with worsted weight yarn. I don't know. It's like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. The yarn just does what I tell it to do, and I can't explain it. Anyway, this is a beautiful pattern, beautifully written. The cables look complicated, but it's really intuitive once you get going. And they're half of them, like the half of the triangle is stockinette and half of it is reverse stockinette, and I really like that. And I love the way the stitch definition on this yarn is so incredible. It's so incredible. I'm sorry, this feels like it looks really weird, but anyway. And I also really like that the sleeves are just in stockinette, so the body cables really are like the star of the show. This is not due until the end of March. I think I just got an email, and we still have 6.5 weeks. Another reason why I love testing for Claire is guys, I'm so sorry. I'm being so weird. It's late and I should probably be in bed. The combination of size inclusive pattern with a long enough test window that there's a chance for every size to complete it, is incredible. Anyway, so this pattern is not released yet, but it will probably be out, if not the end of March, very early April, I think. Look at the sleeve decreases. Look at this. It is a thing of beauty. And I think it's just one of those things where sometimes you just pick a yarn and a pattern, and the way that they meld together is just perfect. So all over cables, stockinette, reverse stockinette, but completely stockinette sleeves. I am, according to the pattern, I would have been done the repeats at the end of this cable, but I decided to do one more because, this will, instead of ending at this point, it keeps going and we'll go down to a point and then I'll start the ribbing. And it's because I am trying not to knit any more cropped sweaters. A lot of the sweaters that I knit last year, I love them, but they're just a little bit too cropped. Like even this one, it just hits the top of my jeans, but most of my t-shirts are longer than it. So to wear something underneath it, the shirt underneath it has to be tucked in, and it's just too much to think about. So I'm really trying to, instead of hitting at my natural waist, to hit at the top of my butt is kind of what I'm going for. And so I'm being good, and instead of stopping and saying good enough, I'm doing one more repeat. So another pat on the back for being amazing. What else to say about this? I haven't made any modifications. The only thing is I did end up picking a few more stitches up around the armhole than the pattern called for, just because it worked just a little bit better for me. And so because of that, I had to, so for my size, there's 2 different sleeve decrease rates. So, you know, like sometimes when you knit a pattern, these are not going to be the real numbers, obviously, for this pattern, but like when you knit a pattern, sometimes it'll be like, okay, decrease every 4 stitches until you get to this amount and then start your cuff. For this one, in my size, there was 2 different rates. So like instead of saying decrease every 4 stitches, it'd be like decrease every 4 stitches, or decrease every 4 rows. Okay, I don't know if I'm saying this right. So instead of being like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to explain this. It had 2 different, so you would knit 4 rows, decrease, and then you would knit 3 rows, decrease. Again, not the real row number. So because I had extra stitches, I just did the smaller decrease rate. So instead of going back and forth every 4 rows and then 3 rows, I just did every 3 rows the entire time. And that got me to the perfect length. And then I did a cuff. It's all 1x1 rib, and I even did a tubular bind off, and look at how beautiful that looks. Oh, it's so nice. Look at that cuff. Like seriously, this yarn is just beautiful. I love it so much. Now I'm not as in love with my collar. For some reason, it's just, I didn't do a tubular bind off on my collar, and I'm wondering if that's what's throwing me off. But I think I'm going to finish it all and then try it on and see how I like it. The pattern calls for either a folded collar or a single layer, and I did opt for the single layer. But I think maybe I'm regretting that decision, and I might go back and do a folded collar. Like I would obviously have to knit it more and do a folded collar, but I haven't decided yet. So I think I'm going to finish it and try it on. Maybe I'll block it first because the collar is not blocked. I did do a mid-project block before I connected in the round. So like what I'm showing you right now is blocked, and then down here is not blocked. And I think you can probably tell the difference between those 2 sections. So I'm like, let me see, 1, 2, 3. I'm 4 rows away from ending the cable pattern. And then I'll have probably 15, let's see, probably this many rows. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 15 rows of 1x1 rib at the bottom. I like a nice deep, none of this like 4 rows and bind off. No. 4 inches. Well, this is not 4 inches. This is 2 inches, but I'll figure it out when I get there. Jeez. Sorry, I was trying to find my yarn. I have maybe 50 grams left of this yarn. So I'm hoping that this is enough to do, it feels like it's telling me that it's enough. But I do have 1 more ball. So I'm not playing yarn chicken with this at all, which I'm very happy about. This annoys me. This annoys me so much. And it can't even annoy me. Like, I can't be annoyed at my kid because I left it on the coffee table and I went to my office and he grabbed it and he ran after me and said, Mama, you forgot your knitting. But he hadn't grabbed my ball, and so the ball was still in the coffee in the living room, but my knitting was in the office, which means there was this huge long strand. But it was pretty cute watching him run to me saying, Mama, you forgot your knitting. So it's kind of cute, but also I'm kind of annoyed. So that is my other work in progress. See, I feel like I'm rambling again, but I'm definitely giving you more details. So like, you're never gonna see the other video, but just know that it was equally rambly, but somehow with less details. So anyway, test knit number 2, test knit number 3, whip number 2, staying on my needles, almost done. Now let's take a look at some things that have been kind of hibernating. And I have a feeling that I'm going to frog 2 of them. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. The first one that is not really hibernating, I just haven't been working on it because I have these other tests, is my pressed flowers handkerchief. Oh no, my yarn ball just rolled away from me. I'm gonna have to get that. Come here, come to mama. No, I can't pull it. One moment, please. Hopefully that didn't completely ruin the framing. Not that I know anything about framing or anything like that, but anyway, this is my pressed flowers kerchief by Amy Christoffers. She did this in collaboration with Hobie. So this is a free pattern on their website, and I am using handspun and yarn from my Black Parade collection. So the black is from, well, they're both from my collection, but the black is dyed. This is Numb. And then the handspun is Welcome to the Black Parade on fiber. So I did a fractal spin, so you can kind of see the color changing. You can see it better on the back, but I absolutely love this. And what I've decided to do for this is I'm going to keep knitting. Now it takes more black yarn than it does handspun. So I'm going to keep knitting until I've used up half of my black yarn. And then I will start decreasing. And that's just how big I'll make it. I'm already doing it off gauge because I'm pretty sure, fairly certain it calls for a DK weight, and I'm using a fingering weight. But I really like, yeah, I'm definitely further away from the camera than I was. Anyway, I really like how it looks. I love the little flowers. I love the color changing. It makes me very happy. I just haven't been working on this very much because my tests were taking priority. But I have like actively worked on this in the past, 2 weeks. I've done a few rows on it. I think I did 1 flower repeat this week. So that counts as an active whip in my mind. The next one, okay, these ones now I'm getting into the territory of haven't worked on them in a while. Like I brought this one, let's talk about this one. I brought this one to Mexico and I don't think I knit on it even a little bit. This is a sock that I would like to make. It's a pattern that I've had in my brain for probably 2 years. Like I thought about it almost immediately after I published my Fleur sock pattern. And I just haven't really been loving working on socks. It's also one of those things that because I want to write a pattern, I need to work on this where I'm able to take notes. So I think that's mostly why I didn't knit on it in Mexico, because I'm like, I am drinking margaritas. I don't have time to make notes. So I think what I might do is I will move this to my desk. And once I'm done my Intarsia project, I always have like a desk project for like when we're, I'm hanging out with friends on Discord or playing a game or something, and like, I can get a few stitches in before I respawn if I die in a game. So I think this, I was thinking about frogging this, but it's really not, there's like not even any point to frogging this. I will move this to my computer, and this will be my next computer desk project. I have decided. This is also using one of my core colors. What is blue? Patience? Endurance. Blue is endurance. Which is very pretty. This is just waste yarn. I did a provisional cast on because it's going to be a fold over cuff. And yeah, it's like, I'm not even halfway yet, so we'll get there eventually. We will get there eventually. But okay, so I kind of thought I was going to frog that one, but now that I've talked about it, I'm not going to frog it. I'm just going to move it until I have space, brain space to do it. I think that's the other thing. I haven't had the brain space to make up my own pattern or write my own pattern in a while. So there's that. Let's talk about this one, because this one I'm definitely going to finish. Another yarn ball just out of reach. Ooh, okay. This is for my kid, and I lost a little bit of steam on this. The body is done, but I put it on him and it's way too big for him. Like I knew it would be. This is the Scorned sweater by Claire Jackson, and this is not even a kid size. This is the smallest size, but knit on one needle size lower. Does the Scorned sweater call for 4.5? Anyway, it's a tighter gauge because I'm using a thinner yarn for it. And so I paused on this for a few reasons. One was because I tried it on him and it was too big, which means I kind of lost steam on it. The second one is I put it on magic loop and I was not digging that. And then I put it on traveling loop and I don't really like that either. But I do have these small circulars. And I know that when I started, it was on small circulars, and I'm trying to remember why I didn't keep them on my small circulars. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back on my small circulars. So I have one sleeve just on hold on needles and one sleeve on the long needles. So I think I'm going to put this sleeve back on the short circular needles and keep going with it. This, like, it's too big for him, but it's not so big that it just looks like an oversized sweater, I think. I think another thing is, what's throwing me off is this pattern was written for a folded collar, and I did a single layer collar. So maybe I'll go back. I bet if I tighten up the collar a little bit, it'll fit him better, because if you tighten up the collar, like the whole sweater kind of tightens up. And the nice thing about these sleeves is for this size in the pattern, I don't think it calls for any decreases until you get to the cuff. And then you do like a few decreases and you do the cuff. So I should keep working on this. This is one that will like fit him next winter. So I think I might just like put this into hibernation, and when I don't have a more pressing project, I'll work on it. I know that he would look super cute in this bright red color though. So, and the other problem is I have this thing, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have this, but out of sight, out of mind. So if it's not in a place that I normally knit, I just kind of forget it exists. So I think this is another one that, I mean, I was never going to frog this because it's got 2 sleeves left. It's kid sleeves. There's like so little to do on this. Again, maybe I'll finish my tests and then make this next. I don't know. No promises on that. You can't hold me to it. I didn't sign anything. You can't make me. The other project that I really, really want to finish is my King Under the Mountain shawl by Nicole of Common Thread Fiber. It is so beautiful. It is so glorious. I am finally on the simpler cable that I don't like to think about. The thing that is holding me up on this one is I ran out of yarn, which means I had to dye new yarn, and you can kind of see where I'm alternating skeins. It's a little bit choppy. It didn't really, it's not the best matching dye job, which is what you get with hand dyed yarn. That's why I always recommend that if you're going to buy a sweater quantity, buy the entire sweater quantity at the same time. So the other thing about alternating skeins is it's really annoying to alternate skeins, and I hate it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm on a wrong side row right now. So what I need to do is finish. Actually, I could cut this off now because I'm on the new yarn. Yeah, so I think I just need to stop alternating. I've done 3 sections of alternating. Good enough. It's like not a great match anyway, so like just go for it. It's a shawl. It's gonna be warm and cozy. It's gonna be for me. I love it with my whole body and soul, so I don't care that you're gonna be able to tell that the color is different. It doesn't matter. So I just need to stop alternating skeins so that I actually work on this. This is also using my core collection. This one is Devotion, and I am using worsted weight. This calls for sport weight. And I didn't want to do that, so I used a bigger needle and I cast on fewer stitches, but it's still a heck of a shawl. It's flipping huge. It's so big, and this is, I mean, okay, I'm off gauge and there's a different amount of stitches and blah, 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 whatever, but it's still pretty big. It's still a pretty big shawl. So I would like to finish this. I think it's too much to ask of myself, but if I could finish this month. She is doing every March she does a keep it secret, keep it safe, keep it safe, keep it secret, keep it secret, kiss. We call it the kiss. And it's a mystery shawl knit along for 4 weeks, 4 clues. And I'd really like to do it this year, but I can't have 2 shawls. I need to finish this shawl first. So maybe excuse me, I got the hiccups again. My very loose goal is to finish this month. You can't make me. I didn't sign anything. But I think I can do it. I'm so close to finishing this test. I think I could do this. Okay, that's the new goal, to finish this in February. I can do it. Now, I have one last whip. And this one has been in hibernation because I haven't really been enjoying working on it. It is in, this fabric is so glorious. This is Half Fisherman's Rib. This is the Best Dressed Vest. I have a very hard time saying that. This is the Best Dressed Vest by Ashely of Design by So and So. I test knit this for her in the spring last year with some cotton merino yarn, and I really want to have a wool version of it. I can't tell if this is a good color on me. I feel like maybe it is. And I'm not like one of those people who, like, I've never gotten my season done or anything like that. I think it'd be interesting to know, but I'm not one of those people that is like, oh, you have to know exactly what color looks good on you. You can only wear those colors. Like, wear whatever you want and wear whatever makes you happy. But at the same time, looking good does make me happy. Like, I sewed a dress recently in this beautiful ice blue color, and it fits okay. It's not the best fitting dress in the world, but the color, the whole, like the cut of the dress plus the color of it, is so bad. I'm like, I am never going to wear this. So like, I do want it to look good on me. I can't tell if this is a good color. I feel like Maid Marian with the, anyway, but this fabric is so squishy and fabulous. I really thought I was gonna frog this. I really did, but it is just so beautiful. And I really like so Half Fisherman's Rib has like a more defined rib side, and then the wider, I think this is like the half brioche side. And technically the pattern is written for this side out, which is how I made my first version. But I kind of want to make this version the brioche side out. I really thought I was going to frog this one. Apparently I'm not frogging anything. I think that also, like, all of the shaping is done. I literally just have to knit straight until the back panel is done. And then, I mean, obviously I've got to pick up the fronts and do both sides, and there's like a lot of shaping on the front still. Tell me what I should do. Should I frog it? Or should I keep it and just work on it eventually? Tell me what I should do, internet people. Tell me what I should do. Should I frog it? Or should I keep it? My fate is in your hands. It's a big responsibility. It's all your fault. So that's all my whips. There's some that I have no deadline. Most I have no deadline. My 2 tests I have deadlines, obviously, because they're test knits. The only other one that I am going to slightly put a deadline on myself is my King Under the Mountain shawl, because I don't want to have 2 shawls on my needles at the same time. Obviously I have the kerchief on my needles, but that doesn't count. I don't want to have 2 shawls from Nicole on my needles at the same time. And I really want to do the Kiss Kiss make long. So those are all my whips. I feel like I stopped talking about the details again halfway through and started rambling, but I feel like this one went better than my last attempt. So I'm hoping that that is true. If you liked my confetti February yarn, my website is linked below where you can order it. Yeah, I mean, I'll have links to the patterns that I talked about and the yarn that I talked about and my store and the places that you can find me. And if you enjoyed this extremely rambly, chaotic video, like, hit subscribe and stick around, because all of my videos are kind of like this. I don't have any project plans because I should not cast anything on until some of these get finished. I do want to, I think once I finish my Polar Latitudes, I'm going to cast on a hat for my nephew. It's my best friend's son. I dyed up some yarn. I did a pop-up at my local yarn store, and I dyed up some yarn for our local hockey team, who, like, their family has like season tickets to go see them. And I dyed up some yarn in the colors, and I think he would really like a hat made out of it. So I am going to finish Polar Latitudes, and then I'm going to cast that on. And that's like a super quick knit. A hat is super easy. I think I'm going to do the, obviously, Claire Jackson has a beanie pattern, and I really like it. It's not like one of those like really floppy top hats. It's like one that fits your head. And I think that that will be better for my nephew. So I think I'm going to make that one. And I really like that it's top down. So you start at the top and you do all of the increases, and then you're just knitting it around, baby, until it's long enough, and you do the folded brim. And I really like top down. Like muscle burrow is like that, where you start at the top, although you start at the top and then you work down and then you work decreases again for the muscle burrow, but you get what I'm saying. You start at the top. I feel like top down hats I'm rambling again. Top-down hats are not as common as bottom-up hats. They're a little bit more fiddly because you have to start with like 8 stitches, and that can be annoying. But once you finish those increases, you are golden, baby. Anyway, that's all I have to talk about. I feel like I already did my outro and then I started talking more, so I don't have anything else to say except for, okay, love you, bye.